A screaming man, dragged into the corner by tactical police, violently thrashing to get his hands on an older manager. A heavyweight champion hoisting his rival into the air and driving him down, splintering a wooden table to the roar of an arena. To an uninitiated observer, this looks like pure, unadulterated mayhem. These sequences are the output of a multi-million-dollar storytelling engine, engineered to force an audience to care about a scripted outcome. In the wrestling business, the final broadcast before a massive pay-per-view is called the go-home show. When that event is WrestleMania, the financial stakes require filling stadiums with 80,000 paying fans. Success depends on a concept called heat, the deliberate engineering of audience anger to push a viewer from passive observation into active emotional investment. By deconstructing the March 23rd broadcast of Monday Night Raw, we can see how WWE employs 4 distinct stages of escalation to manufacture that investment. A stadium crowd won't care about a simulated fight on its own. They have to be psychologically manipulated until they are demanding a resolution. The foundation of the narrative relies on physical shock, often anchored by an imposing presence like veteran Brock Lesnar. During a face-off with the newer, heavily hyped Oba Femi, the script calls for a sudden reversal. Femi strikes from behind, hoists Lesnar up, and launches the giant over the top rope. Seeing a newcomer overpower an established titan scrambles the crowd's expectations. It establishes a believable physical danger that demands attention. While effective for grabbing eyes, athletic stunts alone rarely generate the deep emotional investment required to anchor a main event. The escalation intensifies when writers inject blatant injustice into a supposedly fair contest. In a later match, a rival slides a pair of brass knuckles into the ring. Jey Uso slips them onto his hand and, right in front of the official, launches an illegal strike. By forcing a disqualification, the narrative deliberately robs the audience of a satisfying ending. This weaponized rule-breaking creates a sharper level of frustration, leaving the crowd desperate to see the cheater face consequences. The stakes shift again when the script shatters the wall between performance and reality. Manager Paul Heyman acts as an architect of severe psychological warfare. Standing in the ring, Heyman ignores the championship to target his opponent's life outside the arena. He references a legal restraining order, threatens felony prison time, and predicts an inevitable divorce. Heyman then crosses the ultimate boundary, threatening to call Child Protective Services and legally adopt his rival's daughter. Shifting the focus from a wrestling title to the destruction of a man's family causes the audience to stop viewing the conflict as fiction. By weaponizing real-world family dynamics, the writers transform an athletic grievance into a genuine moral outrage that the viewer wants to see violently avenged. This leads to the peak of the escalation, the absolute loss of emotional control, known as the snap. CM Punk stands defiant, relentlessly pushing psychological buttons to bait the world champion into a state of blind rage. The payoff is immediate. The champion bypasses his allies to commit pure savagery, launching his provocateur into the steel posts and through a broadcast table. This violent break in composure matches the boiling point of the crowd, providing a dark catharsis that validates their manufactured anger. Looking back at the episode's architecture, every shattered table and legal threat was a calculated effort to make the overarching conflict impossible to ignore. WrestleMania functions as a highly profitable psychological release valve for months of this engineered frustration. The success of the industry proves that a viewer's emotional investment, when flawlessly manipulated, drives a narrative more effectively than any physical stunt.